Hi, everybody. I'm Troy Track Select. This is the Select Few Sessions, and if you're watching, you are one of the Select Few. And coming to the stage, it's the one who sings the sagas of the single, the purveyor of the premier private show, the serenader of the secluded, coming off of his latest album, From Me to You, with a love letter for the Select Few. It's Seline Fire!
Thank you so much. Hello everybody. My name is Seline Fire. I'm an R&B artist here from Indianapolis. We're here at the Select Few Sessions. I just want to say thank you to Troy before I start. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. And I'm going to just say a couple of words before I start. So obviously some of you have heard my project. If you haven't, I know it could kind of seem like I'm a cool guy or a player or nothing like that. No, it's not. It's just, feelings that I have, emotions that I have, and I'm a colorful person. I like to share it, and I plan on sharing more sides of myself with y'all. So I'm not a super serious person. I like to laugh. I like to giggle. I'm funny. I feel like Shamar Moore. So I like to try to incorporate, some of my colorful emotions in music, and I would say that's what this project is about. So I'm super excited to perform it for all of you. It's cool to see some new faces that I haven't met yet, and I'm just happy to share a little bit of myself with y'all. So here we go. This first song that I have is called 24/7. So don't really have a lot to say about this song other than it was a complete joy making it. I made it with a local artist, one of the best artists out of Indianapolis, named Baby Ebony. And it was produced by me, Matthias Young, and also somebody who's in the crowd, Dezo X, aka Dolph Lemire, aka that boy. So yeah, let's go ahead. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Easily, I've been the man you need. You got me so jaded, baby. You got me so shady lately. Baby, I give my all to you, but you wouldn't call me. But if you need me, I'll be on it 24/7. On it 24/7, yeah. You wanna know if I was sick and tired of you? I say I'm sick and tired trying to be with you. I keep my feelings jaded trying to be with you. You drain me down, I don't know why I stay with you. Can't say I feel the way I used to feel about it. Feelings done went up in the flames, couldn't stay around it. But lately feeling cloudy, couldn't dance, no play around it. Ain't feel no way about it, had nothing to say about it. If I gave my all, would it ever be enough? Why stay on call when my feelings ain't in touch? What you think you see in us? Why you think it be a must? If you be in love, if you be in love, if it be enough. But you ain't in my plans, I don't see enough, I just see the lust. Hop in the bed, I'ma beat it up, I'ma clean it up. But in the end, won't be enough, it can't be enough. Easily, yeah. I've been the man you need. You got me so jaded, baby. You got me so shady lately. Baby, I'll give my all to you, but you wouldn't call me. But if you need me, I'll be on it 24/7. On it 24/7, yeah. Yeah. But you wouldn't call me. But if you need me, I'll be on it 24/7. On it 24/7, yeah. That was 24/7. Cool. Let's see what we got next. Okay. So, this next song that I have is called Savior. It's one of the very first songs that I made as far as starting to go ahead and release music and deciding to be an artist that, drops something, right? I made it, again, with pretty much all the songs I made on my project. I made with some of my closest friends. This one was produced by Matthias Young, and I recorded it with Baby Ebony as well. So, just one of the songs I really enjoy, super pure. It doesn't have cursing, it doesn't have no expletives or any vulgarity. It's real pure, and I made it that way on purpose because of how I felt at the time. And I just want people to know that, yeah, I have some songs that are a little bit for the club space and a little bit for the party space, but there are sides of me that are, really intimate, really passionate, and very loving. Not just about other feelings that we love to indulge in. So I'm excited to share it.
Girl, our love get crazier. You're going hard, you don't need a savior. And yeah, this world is crazier. I got 200 on the dash, baby, you drive me crazier. There ain't no saving us, I just think it's crazier. And baby, I can't save you. It's okay, and now I'm safer. You the only one I blame for. You're the one I need in the morning. You're the one I wanted. I hope our love don't die when we wake. Remember pretty things that I used to say, and I know the best love we used to make. Girl, it's really your world I wanna break, and I want your love when I wake. Girl, our love get crazier. Baby, you're going hard, you don't need a savior. No, yeah, this world is crazier. I got 200 on the dash, baby, you drive me crazier. There ain't no saving us, I just think it's crazier.
And that's pretty much it. Thank you. So again, just some of the favorite songs that I have that I really enjoy making. This next song is called Love Letter. I really love this song. I made it actually on my birthday, and it was just a special moment. Again, everybody that I've ever created with typically are people who've been close to me and have gone with me through this journey of discovering myself, right? I think a lot of people don't really understand as far as art and what it really means. It's a way to express yourself, right? It's a public display of affection. And I think it's super important to be vulnerable in your music and to make things that make you feel something. It's not always the same things, but something that makes you feel and feel present is super important. I made this song with, again, Dezo X and Matthias Young, and we really enjoyed making it, so.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. One thing's for certain, two for sure. What you need tonight, you know I got it. We can have a private show. This just for you, don't need to tell nobody. I'll rock your body like an earthquake. I wanna make your body summer rain. The love I have for you will never change. I'll give you my everything. Bought you that new purse even though it's not your birthday. Turned up with your friends, y'all day drinking on a Thursday. Hit you with the Addy, I ain't tryna be too thirsty. Wanna take you home cause I want you in the worst way. You talk a good game, let's see that shit in person. You ask could I slide and I tell you that it's urgent. I gotta waste no time. Desire needed, purpose is perfect. Come and take this ride. I see one thing for certain, two for sure. Yeah, what you need tonight, you know I got it. We can have a private show. It's just for you, don't need to tell nobody. I'll rock your body like an earthquake. I wanna make your body summer rain. The love I have for you will never change. I'll give you my everything. Yeah, you pulled up nothing on. Let's get into something. I'm loving how you moan when you say that you want it. Baby girl, we grown, so you know how I'm coming. Baby, you the one, the one. Tell me that you like it, let me get inside it. Baby, if you want it and you need it, I'ma strike it. Come take my hand, forget your friends. Oh, you know I need your loving again. One thing for certain, two for sure. What you need tonight, you know I got it. Oh nah, and we can have a private show. It's just for you, don't need to tell nobody. I'll rock your body like an earthquake. I wanna make your body summer rain. The love I have for you will never change. I'll give you my everything. Oh yeah, yeah. That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I got a few more songs left to share with you guys. The next song that I'm sharing is a song that actually took me quite some time to write. I just think it's about the headspace I was in. When I first heard it, I knew it was an amazing, amazing beat, amazing song, an amazing idea, but it took me a minute to carve it out. And I think just being patient, it just kind of evolved and it turned into something that ended up being on my project that I really love. So this next song is called Sippin' Fantasy. Gripping on the sheets, she can't handle me. Smoking on exotic, sipping fantasy. Shawty gon' hold me down, won't abandon me. Flew her out the projects to a canopy. Come roll with a nigga, come roll with the best. I done bought everything, don't even sweat. To the tropics, baby girl, ain't no flex. If you want me, I'll give you the best. She bad as can be, stay down for me. Only one I need, only one of my dreams. She burning on fire, her love burned for me. She wanted a rider, and she ride for me. Gripping on the sheets, she can't handle me. Smoking on exotic, sipping fantasy. Shawty gon' hold me down, won't abandon me. I done flew her out the projects to a canopy. Come roll with me, come roll with the best. I done bought everything, don't even sweat. To the tropics, baby girl, ain't no flex. If you want me, I'll give you the best. Thank you, thank you. That was called Sippin' Fantasy. Thank you, thank you. All right, this next song is one of the more exciting songs, in my opinion, on my project. It was produced by the great Dezo X, right? And again, it was just one of the songs that were part of my journey. I would say this was a kind of turning point as far as me kind of gaining confidence and gaining a little bit of traction and pulling myself together to be able to kind of move forward and start my project. So really love this song, and I thank Dezo for pushing it on me, because I remember I was afraid to record on it. I didn't think I was going to be able to make something out of it, right? But that just shows the growth, so I'm excited to share it. It's called Tonight. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're the one I need tonight, oh girl, and I ain't tryna waste your time, yeah. But you're the one I need tonight, and I don't wanna waste your time. You know I need you by my side. I love you till I close my eyes, girl, 'cause you the one for me tonight. Now maybe roll with me tonight. Whoa, whoa. Ain't no letting go, no wasting time. I can't let you go on wasting time. No, I can't let you go, no wasting time. You're the one I need tonight, oh girl, and I ain't tryna waste your time, yeah. But you're the one I need tonight, yeah. I don't wanna waste your time. I know I need you by my side, girl. I love you till the day I close my eyes, girl. Shawty, you know you're my girl. I'll always want you by my side, girl, 'cause you're the one I need tonight, oh yeah. And I ain't tryna waste your time, yeah. But you're the one I need tonight, yeah. I don't wanna waste your time, oh yeah, yeah. I don't wanna waste your time, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you. All right, I have one last song for you guys. It's the very first song of my project. I'm gonna sing it differently than I typically sing it, but I still love it and I still want to share it with you guys. This song is called "Plain to See." I know it feels right, it feels so alive. I need it one more time. It's so good, I might have to pay for it. It feels so good, I might tap my name on it. Yeah, she want me, I'm a baller. You know it's plain to see, I'm shot calling. Hey, no, she wanted me, she gon' roll with me. No, she wanted me, she gon' roll with me, yeah. Yeah, she want me, I'm a baller. You know it's plain to see, I'm shot calling. Hey, no, she wanted me, she gon' roll with me. No, she wanted me, she gon' roll with me, yeah. Oh yeah. From the front, from the back, from the side, from the right. You a vibe, I hit it. Get it. Quick it before we collision. I'm tryna give you the business, I'm tryna get you a mix. Oh yeah. I just wanna take it slower, I don't wanna do this quick. Up till 4 in the morning, ain't no stopping it. Got the sloppiest, love it when you tie me in. Gonna lock me in. Oh yeah, yeah, she want me, I'm a baller. You know it's plain to see, I'm shot calling. No, she wanted me, she gon' roll with me. No, she wanted me, oh, she gon' roll with me. Yeah, yeah, she want me, I'm a baller. And you know it's plain to see, I'm shot calling. No, she wanted me, she gon' roll with me. No, she want me, oh, she gon' roll with me, yeah. She gon' roll with me, yeah. No, she want me, she gon' roll with me. No, she want me, oh, she gon' roll with me, yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Seline Fire, and I appreciate you guys listening to my album. And I look forward to sharing many more, and many more. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Okay, everybody, give me about 10 minutes to reset everything for the interview portion, and see you then. Peace. Mic check. Great. Okay, let's give it up one more time for Seline Fire, please, man.
Woo, yay!
Okay. So, I always start this show the same way, and I'm going to ask, do you remember when we first met?
I want to say I met you before I had been to a select few sessions. I want to say I met you at the Lalo experience. I want to say. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
I'm pretty
This
sure.
is-
I'm pretty sure that was it because you had been to a show, and that's how I found out about it because Ross
Mhm.
was going to be doing one, and I think you pulled up to see him perform at a Lalo experience. And I did not quite know that you had the select few sessions yet because you had introduced yourself. I didn't know you had it, but you had said, "Oh, you did a good show." And at the time, I was so anxious and so nervous I couldn't process. So I was like sweating as I was talking to you. So I was just like super nervous. But yeah, I remember. And then I believe the second time was doing a select few session with Ross Collins.
Yeah, so I think I was trying to remember far back because I knew that, the Ross Collins show was one of the first times, but I felt pretty certain I had met you beforehand. And in the time that I had to really think about before the Ross Collins show, I couldn't like all the way verify in my mind and be certain that was the first time. But that's as far back as I remember.
Yeah, I'm like, I realize that's 2 years, 3 years ago almost.
It's 2 years. So his show, and I actually wrote down the date. His show was January 18th, 2024. So it's been quite some time since then, for sure.
Yes.
And I guess since that time, again, it's been about 2 years.
Mhm.
Tell me how that 2 years has led to you getting into this first album.
I would say a lot of it is just based off of establishing and rooting myself within the creative community, and having people that kind of allowed me to grow by promoting me to be my best self. Whether it's people like Lalo or Ross Collins or Dezo X or Baby Ebony. A lot of these people have been in my corner and have encouraged me to keep making things, keep, creating, keep coming around, go to events, meet people, and just being present in my community, right? So doing those things, doing shows, creating with those individuals, developing rapport with those individuals, and before I even drop music, getting opportunities to perform, right? Like I did a select few sessions. At that time, I don't think I had my own song out. If I did, it was only one, and the only other song that I had out was with Ross. So I would just say really just kind of rooting myself in the community and forming relationships, and it allowed me to build my confidence, to dig deeper within myself and just create.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm always curious kind of what an artist's journey is into actually like making the first song and then saying, okay, I'm going to do my album now.
Yeah.
I guess what was the thing that really made you switch over and say, okay, I'm going to actually like record my own song? Because there's one thing where somebody kind of invites you in, which is a great way to be able to start.
Right.
But how did you, I guess, what was the first song that you remember recording?
Ever? The very first song that I probably ever recorded for myself was in 2017 in my very first apartment. I don't remember what the song was called. I never put it out, or I did put it out on like SoundCloud, but that was it. And I thought it was so bad. I recorded it in my closet, and the acoustics were horrible. But Matthias Young had recorded me, and it was kind of before he went on his run. But that was the very first song I recorded. It had like a lady on the cover, and it was just like crazy art from a friend of mine. But I remember I was just so passionate about it, and I did it, and I just wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, 2017.
Yeah, that's good, man. I think there's just something that feels a lot like the pushing of a boulder off of a cliff or like an avalanche building to when you actually start to record the first song.
Absolutely.
So I guess once you got to this, project making phase, and I know you said it during the actual your actual session,
right?
But what was the first song that you recorded for
the project?
This project, yeah.
Honestly, Savior was the very first song that I recorded for the project. However, I did not know that would be, one of the songs on the project. I thought it was just going to be a premiere song for me. And ironically, at the time, I had challenged myself to make it because I didn't think that I was capable of making full songs. Okay. I didn't think that I was capable of of creating a full project because I had made songs before that I thought were okay, but I felt like they were so hard to make. I didn't have my process down yet. I hadn't put enough time in, so the confidence just wasn't there. So I remember actually I had the beat for like 2 weeks. I, bought it from Matthias, and I was just sitting on it because I just knew it was a good beat, but I just didn't have the words for it yet, and I was kind of battling my confidence. I was dealing with the music, trying to put out my initial project, and things just didn't go as planned. And, there's a lot of doubt. And I remember I called him. I said, hey, I got something for us. But really, it was a beat that I made. It wasn't that song. And I pulled up, and he was just like, so what have you been working on? What you got going? Like, even though I pulled up to, have him record on something, I shared it with him. He was like, oh, this is fire. He's like, why don't you lay it down? I was like, well, I just don't have the words. I don't feel confident. Because at the time, I wasn't very big on, like, pen and paper. I was just doing a lot of off top. Mm. And we sat in his apartment, had a little chief break. And, man, we just locked in for an hour straight. And we just had fun. And I remember by the end of it, I didn't really realize what we were doing necessarily. I knew we were making a song, but I didn't realize how good it was and how pure it sounded. And we ended up kind of just finished it, sent it off, and that was Marmalade.
Okay, yes. So I saw Marmalade on.
So that's what the original name of the song was.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, but I felt like for the project that I was ready to be present. I named it Marmalade because I was kind of just not sure what I wanted to name the song and just was uncomfortable. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess speaking on being uncomfortable, a lot of this album, there's a lot of mentions of like I or you, and there are nearly none of like they or the talking about other people. I think it seems like would you say you're a very private person?
Absolutely. Anyone who really knows me knows I really don't like going outside in front of a lot of people. Ironically, I do this thing that I project to a lot of people, which is the world. But I would say that, honestly, when it comes to my music, it is super personal. It is private experiences, super interpersonal experiences. So a lot of them are about dynamics with myself or about someone else that I've been connecting with.
Yeah, because even in the times that you might mention others, it's kind of in an effort to get away from
exactly
those other folks on this project.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's no secret that a lot of my songs are about relationship dynamics and that experience. And I would say that, a lot of, my love life is private. And I think it's important to do that regardless of if you're a public figure or not. I think, relationships that are personal and that are intimate aren't meant for everybody. There might be an opportunity where you can share it, whether it's like whether it's a wedding day or something like that. Like there will be opportunities where you can share, your passion within your relationships, even friendships. But, I try to keep them as personal and as private as I can because I treasure them and I value them.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that. I think we live in a time where the privacy that we all have is kind of being eroded as time goes on.
Right.
So I can get wanting to keep something to yourself for a little bit.
Absolutely.
Something else that I find interesting is most of these songs you're talking about someone else.
Right.
And I think the only song that you actually talk about yourself on is Plain to See.
Right.
And even that one is like sort of.
Yeah.
Right. It starts off with you explaining a very strong desire for someone else. But eventually it kind of, and after that first line pretty much turns back into you. But even that is like she likes Seline Fire. She wants to be with me.
Right.
I guess, how did you get to a point where the record is so focused on others? Was that something that you were intentional about?
Honestly, I would say it's because for me, in my experiences, especially when I'm trying to connect, a lot of times I'm in my own head. And I could say that for a lot of the things that I'm passionate about, even in basketball when I was still playing, whether it was high school and a year of college, I would be in my own head about, how I felt and my emotions, and things would be kind of racing. So when it comes to even me taking up like the energy and like the will and the confidence to go and talk to a beautiful woman, like I might be in my own head about it to the point where I might start the stuttering. I might like start sweating and getting nervous. And that's why I think, even though in Plain to See, like the first couple 10 seconds are raw, like very aggressive, I'm saying things that I'm saying, the rest of it is really just me in my head trying to connect when sometimes we don't have the words, or sometimes we don't have the courage or the vulnerability to approach that person that we might feel like we might have a connection with. Some people fight that. And I would say the song in general is a testimony to me fighting the fear of putting myself out there. So when you hear me say she want me, I'm a baller, like shot caller, it's just like, I know that I'm a great person. I know that I got, swag. I know that I'm confident, like on the interior, but sharing that with people sometimes is a struggle. So it's just a song about me just taking that risk, and it might be aggressive, but it's authentic.
Yeah. So I guess tagging off of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That first song is most, about you in a way.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're kind of boosting yourself up,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe trying to get the courage to talk to this other person.
Right.
And the rest of the record seems to be you doing that and reaching out to these other people.
Yes.
I guess I just want to talk about that. Like, how was that reaching out? Because the rest of it literally is just always about you, and it's no more just you in your head about it.
I think for me, it was like my own way of like crooning, or like a call. Like, how do I describe it? I would say if you listen to artists like Trey Songz, like when you listen to Can't Help But Wait, and he's like, I see you with him, he ain't right, but you don't trip. So like stuff like that, I guess, is like the perspective I had. So it's just kind of like if a girl is at a bar and I walk to her up at the bar and I'm just talking, and sometimes like those conversations aren't traditional. They're not like always X, Y, and Z. Sometimes just like the moment, and you just playing off the moment and just being yourself. Mm-hmm. So it was just one of those situations to where when I made the hook first, and then I kind of went in on the verse, and it was just about trying to be very forward and very, I guess, public with my feelings and like how I felt, but like to that person, like wanting to let them know, like, I think that you're beautiful. I think that you're sexy. I think that you're attractive. Mm-hmm. And I would like to, maybe get to know you, maybe do some things with you. But it don't always have to be that, but it's more so about letting her know that I do feel strongly. So that's how I kind of got in that space, is because I felt like it was a song where you need to be, I don't know, not necessarily explicit, even though that's what kind of happened, mm-hmm. but honest in how you feel. And I rather tell you the truth than try to create this character that's not authentic, try to make you fall in love with me in an instant. It's not really real. It's not really how life goes. I think that we can have a connection instantaneously, but love is something that takes time and it takes work. So it's just about showing that I'm willing to be the first person to step up and take that risk, regardless if it's feelings that are rough or unfiltered.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I got you. And you talk about love being a lot of work, mm-hmm. And it taking time, which is true. There is a song on here where you kind of talk about, putting a lot of that work in, mm-hmm. And sort of getting tired of it.
Yeah.
Maybe not those same feelings being reciprocated back to you.
Right, yeah.
I think that's 24/7.
Correct, it is.
Where you're really like, trying to do all these things, and
but just not working.
In the song, you're like, listen, I'm really not with this no more. Yeah. But even then, you're willing to
still have some type of connection. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when do you reach your breaking point?
I think sometimes we don't really know what that breaking point is. Not to encourage toxicity or be an advocate for it. I think, especially in our modern day, I think a lot of people end up getting in these dynamics to where they care for someone that may not care for them in the same way that, they need. Not necessarily that they might be doing it, but not in the way that is healthy or that is reciprocal. Maybe they're giving you something that you're not returning, but you're trying to give them something. And I think at that time, because of some of my experiences, I was in, one of those relationships where it's like, not sure if I should continue to do this, but I have a strong connection. And, I want to detach. Like, I've reflected and I've been able to like, no, this probably isn't it. But we have a connection and it's hard to deny that. It's enticing when the lines aren't necessarily black and white and they're a little gray, right? What if you are with someone that you love to be with? It's not extremely toxic necessarily, but that person isn't your person. And I think we sometimes have that experience in life, and instead of trying to ignore that, trying to reflect and see that and understand that it's not going to be easy to make that decision and cut that tie. So when I made that song, like I said, it was just me expressing that truth. I think within our day and age, and even a lot of the music you hear, people are conflicted. Yeah. And I just wanted to kind of paint conflicted feelings, but to where they went together and they were maybe complementing each other or going together instead of, trying to just give you one way or another.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. There is a lot of conflict on this album, kind of the give and take of maybe I should stay, maybe I should leave, or maybe it's like a lot of it really is I should leave, but I'm here right now.
Right now.
I think and can't get enough. Again, another situation where it's like it seems like it's a relationship that's already over. Yeah. But you're still together through physical means.
Absolutely.
So let's see. So caught up in your feelings, but now you're feeling numb. Not what you said you really need, but we're still loving the night. So what do you think, I guess, that person needed at that time?
That person just needed flesh, honestly. And sometimes it was the same for me. And I think, like I said, I just tried to be honest about that. I think there are times to where even as grown adults, we can acknowledge that we're not good for each other sometimes, whether it's, an intimate relationship or whether it's a friendship. I think that sometimes we have dynamics that we kind of know is over, but we don't let them go. And it's not easy to let go. It's not easy to let feelings go. And I think at that time I was battling with that, and I was like, how can I communicate that? Because when you have friends or when you have people that you're close with and you see that they're trying to make that decision per se, it's something that they have to do on their own, for one, and it's something that I think that both parties or somebody is going to have to take the large step and actually do it. But I think that sometimes we stay in between, we stay in limbo, and we stay conflicted. And I think love is not always cut and dry. There are plenty of people that I'm sure have long relationships where they were on and off in between getting to that point where they're like, you know what, this is my person. Yeah. Even my parents have been married for 38 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's a long time. Yeah. But at the same time, they dated for about 8 to 10 years. So there was a lot of time that went into that, and it wasn't always smooth. There were times where they were separated, but they wanted to be together and they cared about one another. But, I think they just weren't able to communicate and see eye to eye or feel like they were heard or felt. And they grew to get to that point. And so sometimes it could go to a way where we put in that work and then we come together, and sometimes it goes to that way where it's like it's best for us to be apart, but we sometimes do that dance.
Yeah. 38 years is a long time.
Yeah. That's older than me.
I mean, yeah, that's just what it is. I think it's a long time, but it's also time is a reoccurring theme on this project.
Correct.
A lot. With your song literally titled 24/7.
Yeah.
But also there's a lot of times where you say like tonight, which means I can't let you go, no wasting time.
Right.
Tell you that it's urgent, ain't trying to waste your time on Love Letter. Do you feel like time is running out? Like, what is the urgency here?
I think for me, I went through a journey in my 20s of self-discovery that I maybe didn't get to have earlier on in life as far as like an adolescent. Some people find themselves throughout their childhood and their experiences to where they know their identity and they're really solid within that. I would say I didn't find that until later on. So I would say a lot of my project, has been a sum of over, there's like 6 to 8 years. And some of the songs, there were a handful of songs that were made last year, so most of them were made last year, yes, but it was me going through a journey of figuring out myself. And, for a long time in life, I did feel like I was behind, or not where I need to be at the time that I needed to be there. And I would feel like that I didn't have enough time, and sometimes even relationships that I've had, I knew that I needed a little bit more time to grow into myself, and I wasn't sure if I'm doing this person a disservice by not being who I needed to be at the time. So I think some of the time references come from me not feeling like I'm the person I need to be right now, and dealing with that and coming to terms with that and being okay with that as well. I wasn't always, but I would say now more than ever, like, I understand that life goes as it's supposed to go. You're where you need to be. You just need to work on being your best self. So I think through making this project, I've kind of valued time, and I understand that it's not as simple as we think it is. I think the word that I'm looking for is, like, time is not linear. Mm-hmm. And, it doesn't go like an XYZ. So I would say, yeah, that's why you hear that a lot of, reference of time in my music.
Yeah. I think, kind of time and it being a circle and things being a cycle sometimes. The way that you structure this album, I guess I want to talk about some of the sequencing choices that you made. So I guess, why did you go in the order that you did?
Copy. So I picked Plain to See first because I felt like it was an attention grabber, and I feel like it started it off in a fun way, in a super present way. I didn't want to start off quiet because if you really know me, I don't have a quiet personality, technically. Yes, I'm a reserved person, but I'm very loud about who I am, and I'm very proud about who I am, and I like to be, like I told you in the beginning in the sessions, I like to get my Shamar Moore on. I like to be goofy, funny, and, talented in the same token, and try to mesh that together. So, yeah.
Then I guess on the opposite end of that, I think, was it Can't Get Enough? That's actually the last song?
Yeah, Can't Get Enough is the last one. So
yeah.
I guess to give a more full picture, is I wanted the beginning to kind of start off in like a fun space, a club space, a party space, because I feel like that's where I've been spending most of my time, just being in the scene, going to events, whether it's performances, whether it's pop-up clubs as far as like Club Plex or, excuse my language, Club Cunt, or going to even a select few sessions, or going to a family and friends event, that's DJ'd by Ferris. And just being in those spaces often kind of influenced it, and kind of took you on that journey to where you're in that club space, you see a shorty that you really like and that you're really attracted to, you like her energy, and you go up and tell her. And to me, I think that there's a lot of power in that, and I don't do that often. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a very vocal or public person when it comes to my feelings, but when I do it. And just the journey of, all right, now we done met each other, like now we leaving here and we just spending time, or maybe we just had a night out after I met you that following week or that previous weekend, and we just got a night out in the city where I feel like you're the one I need to be with, and we have a real connection and it's fun. And then we go into sipping fantasy to where that's a little bit more established. If I'm taking you on a vacation, I gotta like you. You know what I'm saying? Like if we going out of town, if I'm really feeling you, where I'm gonna pay for it, not the sex, but if I'm gonna pay for the trip, if I'm gonna pay for the experience, and even if you got it, if I'm willing to invest it, that means that's someone I really wanted to be with, and we're on a vibe, we're on a beach. And then that goes to, having a more intimate space to where we're deep in love, to where we have love letter. Yeah. Right? Like we're kind of in an intimate space to where it's like the R&B vibes kind of get slowed down, the lights get low, the disco ball going like mentally. And then, we have Savior, where it's like you wake up after that morning together, and, we're just sharing our space and just looking at each other, you know what I'm saying? Just real intimate, and just sharing each other. And then, the last couple songs on the album, the last two songs on the album are, I think, the reality hitting of, maybe it's not working out. And also being in that club space, I think there's always a narrative that says you don't you don't marry the girl that you meet at the club. You don't marry the girl that you meet at the concert. And not to say that it hasn't happened for people, but it's typically unlikely because of the space and what, people may go there for. Some people go there just to exist and have a good time, listen to music. Some people go because they looking for something. And again, it's just about painting the experiences of being outside and the nightlife and in these spaces. Forgot not to cover it, but being outside and being in those spaces. And when you get to 24/7, it's just saying like, hey, like, I love spending time with you, or I like being with you, but I don't think it's working. And like, if you need that, I got that. But it's not that it's healthy for you to receive it. And then you get to a point where you can't get enough. It's just like, it's like an addiction. I think sometimes when people are obsessed with the relationships they know they shouldn't be in. And I think especially now, I grew up on Party Next Door. I grew up on Tory Lanez. I grew up on The Weeknd. And these are people who were championed toxic love.
Terrible role models.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Horrible role models when it comes to actually finding pure love sometimes. But these are some of my influences and things that have impacted my life as far as real life experiences and things that I feel. So I just kind of wanted to give my own interpretation of that and be authentic, but also give the other sides, right? I think when The Weeknd first dropped, he wasn't talking about no pure love. He wasn't having songs that didn't have cursing in it. That wasn't his vibe. He might have won a Nickelodeon award talking about coke.
That was crazy.
So, talking about drugs. So it's just like, I wanted to give something that was still real, and real to me, and not just what I think people want to hear. I wanted to give something that was authentic and experiences and journeys that I've went through.
Yeah. Good. Usually, I always give the audience a chance to ask some questions if they have some for the artist. Does anyone here have a question they'd like to ask? Go for it.
When is your birthday? You mentioned it earlier. You wrote a song on your birthday.
Yes, I did write a song on my birthday. My birthday is September 27th. It is the same day as Lil Wayne's birthday. I always get inspired by that. I get so inspired by it. I think also Will Smith has a birthday on that day. So that makes me a Libra. And I feel like that's why you hear duality so much in my music. You hear them scales because there's both sides that I'm trying to balance and weigh out and trying to see like where I feel at the time. And I feel like I have a lot of that duality in my life, and it makes it complicated sometimes because I feel sometimes contradicting feelings. And I try to make sure I'm not indecisive because I know that's what they like to say about the Libras is that we don't make decisions. Okay. But that's my birthday, and I'm glad you asked that because again, it kind of sheds more light on why my project is the way it is. I feel like a lot of who I am has to do with some of those things, if you believe in that.
It's interesting you say that, and then we'll let someone else ask a question. Because my birthday is DMX and then Billie Eilish.
I love it.
And so, like, in a way, at first you're like, oh, those are really different people. But when I really think about what they talk about and how they, like, act within their music, they actually be on some of the same BS a lot of the time.
And they're individuals. They're very emphatic about how they feel, and they go to the beat of their own drum. I hate when people put a negative context behind that, but I think that's a very positive context to have if you're moving in that way, especially when I think the world that we live in, they're trying to program us to march to what they want us to and to groove how they want us to. So if you align with that, brother, you're an individual. You are independent.
Anybody else got a question? Go for it, Pat. We'll come here then.
Vocal influences, who's like maybe the first person that comes to mind, and me being more of an instrumentalist, do you have an instrumentalist that you draw inspiration from, even though you're focused on vocals?
That's a great question. I would say early on, a lot of my influences actually started with gospel. Growing up in the church, I grew up in a church to where I was there as a kindergartner when it started, and they had a Christian program, like a Christian school program. So I would say like Donnie McClurkin, Marvin Sapp wasn't around like that early, I don't think, but him, Fred Hammond. That's who I was really thinking about. He really inspired me. And then, I grew up early on in Virginia before I moved here. I moved here in 6th grade. So that means I got to experience Virginia when Chris Brown just dropped. I got to be there when Pharrell was like super popular. Like I lived in the 757, so that's like Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads. So like I was at the mall when they shut the mall down for Pharrell. So a lot of these songs like that you hear are just influences of, I think, Virginia, man, and the artists that are there. So like the Missy Elliott's, the Aaliyah, these are people that I would listen to regularly. And then you also have deep R&B that I'm influenced by. So like Case, like I love Missing You. I love like that project that's on that it's on. I would say also even Prince, like people like that, obviously like the big ones. But to get more modern, Frank Ocean especially. Now, when it comes to instrumentalists, I would have to say Boney James.
Saxophone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Boney James, I really love saxophone players. Boney James, obviously, so a lot of people don't know this. My government name is Miles Davis. So he is a huge influence as well. Oh man, I can't remember now. He's another saxophonist. I think it's like Kim. I can't remember his last name, but just really saxophonists. And also people like Thundercat, like more modern. I love the alternative, like kind of jazz, such as like Bad Bad Not Good. Mm-hmm. I love that, and like also like Tame Impala, Mac DeMarco, like. These people were heavy influence when it came to getting on my journey and finding inspiration elsewhere because they communicate so much without using words. So, yeah, them. I appreciate you asking that question.
That's a fun one. Kay, would you like to go?
Yeah, my question was, how has geography influenced your musical journey? So I guess I'll add a star. How did your transition here influence, and did you kind of get any culture shocks musically when you came here?
Absolutely. So I would just say that Indiana was just different because of, I guess, like the presence of, art depending on where you are logistically, right? So I lived on the north side. So obviously if you've ever been to the north side, especially back then when I was like moving here, you weren't going to find a place like this, a place where you could be a creative, a place where you would be celebrated, being an individual, being unique. I think sometimes if you're on the north side, it looks like cookie cutter, even though everything is big and different and all that type of stuff. But everything is kind of processed and commercialized. You're told how to think. You're told how to feel. If you're doing things like music, you stand out, right? So coming from Virginia to where it's like it's very southern, it's on the Bible Belt. Music is strong there. There are people who give it identity, right? And then coming here to where, okay, yeah, there's Michael Jackson, but he's not from Indianapolis, right? There's Babyface, but again, how many people my age actually got to meet Babyface or experience that or feel his influences in the community to where they feel like it's connected? So I would say moving here kind of impacted that and kind of shook me up a bit because it opened me up to like, there is music here, but it's just different. Right. And then, being older, being able to travel. I've lived in Florida, near Tampa and near South Florida. I've lived in North Carolina. I went to a HBCU to where, music is heavy there. Music is prominent. Right. And he went to A&T, right? Yeah. So, and that's also in North Carolina. So if you've ever lived there and you've ever gotten to be on a campus of a HBCU, that's almost a part of the vibe. That's part of the curation. Everybody knows everything, even if you're not into certain things. You know what's what. And then living in Virginia once again, I think re-energized my creative passions. Like when I was in college, I was in advanced choir. So being especially in a southern state, like you got to sing differently. You can't just be singing safe. You can't be singing like you afraid to step on somebody's toes. I remember I had to do a solo for our very first performance, and I had never done a solo in my life. So being in those places, especially in the DMV, it can inspire you a whole lot because there's a whole lot of identity and a whole lot of inspiration. So, yeah, it definitely has impacted me logistically, creating for the better.
Cool. Did you have a question? Go for it.
So I'm hearing a lot of your influences and everything.
sounds amazing. Definitely spot on to what I feel. So that's why I'm just like,
Dope.
my question is,
Okay.
going forward in the future, in the near future, who do you see yourself collaborating with first?
Man, that's a great question. Honestly, I've been wanting to collaborate with people who really align with like more melodic music. I think sometimes in Indianapolis it can get rap dominant real quick, right? And you know, I've been wanting to try to tap into that and change that for the better. I know I'm only one person, so to think like, oh, I'm gonna change the world, like, but I do think that just putting out R&B can impact others to feel inspired. I feel like just this past year or past 12 months anyway, I feel like there's been a lot of more R&B artists that are present in Indianapolis and that are becoming more prominent, whether it's like people like Laylo. I feel like she grew her community and she has a world that she's created, and now there's different chapters of her world that people can experience if they look at her catalog. You have people like Tavon, who I've started to see, I think, around last year, doing performances. She's a great vocalist. And so many others. So really, I would like to work with more R&B artists and people who are going to help advocate for the singers, man. So I think people like Legendary P as a producer, he's kind of opened up the channels for me to feel like, okay, there's different avenues and different ways I can express myself. Obviously, we have Dezo X here, who's created multiple songs, you know, that I've been able to go crazy on. But just trying to work with people who are R&B friendly and who are looking to like blur the lines. So I've already had some collaborations that aren't out yet. But I would just say a lot of the singers, any singers that are in the area, I'm looking to collaborate with them and see what we can come up with, even if that means it's not something I'm personally singing on. If that means I'm producing something, I would love to be a part of it because I just love music. It don't have to be me being on the vocals. But, yeah, mostly singers. Yeah.
Any last questions? Yeah, I got one. Go for it.
What's up, Seline?
What's good, Dezo? For sure.
What do you, having created, successfully completed an album and performed that album, what have you learned about yourself that you didn't know until getting on the other side?
You a good question asker. Well, you know, I used to think that I wasn't really meant to be in a spotlight, or that I wasn't really meant to be the face of something. Like I said, if you know me, yeah, I'm very present. I'm very like Front Street, but that's just with the people that know me. When it comes to the general public, you know, I've stayed away from the public for a long time. I don't like outside per se, or the nuances anyway, but I do love people. And I would say that I learned that I have something to offer more than I realize, and that I actually do like being able to present myself and show myself authentically and honestly, and loudly. And that, you know, I used to not really think that I was capable, but I realized that through doing the music, like, I have an opportunity to be infectious in a way that allows people to be their best selves. And I think specifically being a singer, especially here where, like I said, it's very rap dominant, and making something like this, it opened a door that a lot of people in Indianapolis felt like was closed when it comes to sonically being able to connect with the larger, you know, world of music, right? There are people here that I've shared my project with that feel like, oh, this is itching that scratch that I, you know, didn't think I'd ever be able to itch music-wise, and just being able to consume it. And the fact that I'm here and I exist, and that I'm like a person you can approach and touch and actually get to know. So just finding out that I have so much to offer and that I am powerful, right? I think I underestimated my capability and my ability to impact my community. And I learned that, like, I really love Indianapolis. I think through this, I would say beforehand, not so much, because I didn't feel connected, but I also didn't give myself a chance to connect. And I think being in this community, like I said, like Laylo just giving me an opportunity and allowing me to do a Laylo experience, and you allowing Ross, right? To be able to do a performance on your platform allowed me to be able to share that platform with him and find that there are people that appreciate, you know, that I'm putting myself out there. And not only that, but that I'm making something that is going to be loved and valued and appreciated. So just finding that I have a lot to offer and that I really love this community and that I can be a part of help carving it out. Even getting to meet you, like, I think that's a special thing. Like, you know, people that I've gotten to know for a very long time that I value and that helped me make this. And I would say that just shows, like, our network in Indianapolis is powerful, and that it is something that can develop into, you know, something similar to these larger cities. We're one of the larger cities in the States.
It's like top 15, something like that.
Yeah. And, you know, all the time I used to hear growing up, like, oh, it's too small. We don't have this. We don't have that. And, like, as of late, I've been feeling like, no, we can build this. Like, we're in the midst of building it. It's just going to take time. But I feel like we are in a very good spot in that, wow, I can be a person that put on the hard hat and actually put the nail, you know, to hammer and actually help build. So I would say that, man, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Let's give it up for Seline Fire one last time.
Yay! Thank y'all. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
So.